Bitcoin is going to zero.
Great morning, everyone, and welcome. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today is Friday, and we have a crazy volatility, especially in lower time frames. Well, in 4 hours, it's just a little crazy. But let's go check that out on Bitcoin, because we're going to be taking a look at how we did on yesterday's trades. And by the way, look at that. Hey, no more extra here. Not more throwing me back in under the breach today, on the under the breach that they found me. All right, so we have Kelly. What's up, Kelly? Welcome, Kelly. Kelly, fine. Great to have you around. Thank you so much for joining. We also have Los in Crypto. Big Dog OC. Thank you, my friend. Really appreciate you stopping by. Really appreciate you stopping by here. Really grateful. So let's get it going. Let's go check out the charts, shall we? Hey, what's up? Welcome. So let's get started first at Bitcoin. All right, so Bitcoin is daddy here. Let's go and check that out. I know it's a little spaghetti-ish, but still, let's just zoom out a little bit and try to keep things as clean as possible. All right, so I think this is gonna help a lot. And of course, well, let's also zoom out a little bit. So far so good. Nothing too dramatic. I mean, we just had this kind of stuff. I think it will help that I go and get the, what is it, labels maybe. Yeah, labels, get them transparent. I think that will be much better, or help out a lot here. Despite we are tracing distances in there, I think that'll be cool if they don't see, if we can't see. There we go. I think this is much better. The numbers, right? I think it looks way better like this. All right, so one more. All right, let me just get this out of the way. And perfect. All right, so I think we got it. Great. So I think it's a little bit more, it's a little cleaner here. We still have weekly predictions with that huge trend line that we have going on in there. But so far, well, we are on a downtrend here, all right? So we're still within that downtrend, all right? Important here, what we're looking for, it is this kind of pattern sweep of the lows, all right? Then a significant high, higher low, and that's our entry to really kill it off, all right? So far, we're not doing that shabby. I mean, we do have some sort of like, you know, like higher lows, double tops, something like that. So like, I mean, the market is just getting us to throw off tempo, right? So it's one to trick us into thinking that this is over, but it is not. So let's just recap what we have done in here. And by the way, I have taken no trades since the last one that we took right here on the last Friday on Bitcoin, all right? But talking about the altcoins, well, they played out. They played out very neatly. All right, so we took this trading here. As we came back down, well, we were a little bit underwater, and somewhere around here, we decided to move our stop to entry, and finally taking some profits in here and in there. And well, it did hit our target. On our target, I did not take the short, but that's still fine. All right, so coming back down, we were looking for that higher low. We did have this higher low, a little bit higher of what I was expecting. So let's go for that like this, right? And finally, we bounce off, but we never did actually make it through the dynamic reactor. I was expecting this one to play it out. All right, so breakthrough, retest, you know the drill. This is not about the breakout, it's about the retest, your entry, and then off we go. That didn't happen. We actually got a rejection, basically creating some sort of a double top, right? It's not confirming a double top, but technically it's a higher low. It's a higher high, all right? And we have a higher low. So what's going on here? The market's playing us a trick, all right? So we could be into something like this, all right? Where we started, like changing the phase, but we just don't have the influx of money. We still need to be careful because right here, we're breaking through that zero line. And if by any chance this is a double top, this is going to be our neckline, and our predictive target, it's going to be, there you go, guess where? Exactly on the previous entry zones, all right? So we can still have one more entry. What is going to be the game strategy here? Just let it rip, all right? So just let it do whatever it needs to do. And then on the retest, let's just let it break. And then on the retest, we come back in, and then we just go over there. OC overlay cut. Dude, thank you, my friend. Really appreciate it, brother. Really appreciate it. So far, so good. I mean, let's just kind of control it, right? So throughout the weekend, maybe to tomorrow, Saturday, if we have some more drawdown, we're gonna be trying to long this, all right? But if we have the breakout, let it go, all right? And then on the little pullback, all right? How little like this, all right, little like that, all right, let's just bring it into the chart. That is where we're gonna be taking our trade to then hit it off, all right? Something important, look at the patterning here, right? So this is still a bullish flag. I mean, I still think that this is a bullish flag, all right? So if I go, let me just modify that so it's also not overshooting that much. Here it is, all right? And that should be right here. All right, let's lock it. This still looks like a bull flag, right? A little bit of an extended, and if it keeps going this way, well, this is gonna turn not into a bullish flag because that will look the pattern, and it will look more like this. So we have our pole, we overextended on the bullish flag, all right, and then what happens? We break that pattern here, that low. Right, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest, and then one more movement. So again, we're gonna let it rip, we're gonna let it do whatever it needs to do, and then after everybody gets wrecked, we jump in and we have a much better decision or much better area where we have decided to enter. All right, so that's what we have. 2Dub in the house. What's up, 2Dub? Welcome, great to have you here. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time with me, and yeah. All right, so let's move on into the next one. Let's go on Ethereum. So here's where we left out yesterday. And do I have the recording? No, but that's fine. All right, so we were looking for that very dangerous trade on Ethereum. Not only there, we also were looking at a couple of other areas. Let me see if I can bring it up in here really quickly so we can keep track on what we did. Let me give you just guys 1 second. Guys, go over playlist. Yes, have this playlist, and let's go to yesterday's video. Perfect. Okay, so that was yesterday when I was like a homeless guy. And let's go find Ethereum. Come on, where is Ethereum? All right, link. And here it is. All right, perfect. This is what we were looking into yesterday, right? We were having our early entry, right? And we were underwater. We have a secondary entry of a quarter of a position right here, all right? And we were looking for a better position, right? That came somewhere around 4,260-ish, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you. And well, then let's take a look at how that played out. So as you can see, we still have that alert at 4,260-ish, right? It's 54. And well, we did not hit it off. So let me just remove everything, and look at that. Look at that. Barely, both of those barely. But also, most importantly, as we went downwards in here, all right, we went into profit taking. We first took some profits. Why? Resistance, of course, resistance. We move our stop to entry right there, and then we come back down almost to my next entry here. Important, I did not take this other long. That's still fine because I think we're gonna be reversing, although we have that strength pushing upwards. Look at, we are right here. Let me bring up, we have, oh, this was a hand drawing. Sorry, I misread this. But we can still push upwards in here, and well, we are on a bearish wave in here. So we need to be very careful where we allocate right now our money. Let's just also take a look at our classical oscillator. On our classical oscillator, things are not looking that bad. In fact, our volume matrix is pushing high, although our money flow, it is going downwards. So we don't need that much of a money flow. We just need a little flip of a money flow and the volume matrix to keep rising. That would actually make enough momentum for us to push through for a higher high. All right. Still, today Friday. I mean, it is 6:13 my time. So I don't know. It's a little late. But we also expect some movements all around 11 p.m. midnight or something around that, all right? When everybody's just out of drinking, they start moving the market. And I see you today. What's up, bro? Welcome, welcome. Great to have you here, my friend. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we also have JR. What's up, JR? My gaming buddy. How's it going, bro? And of course, username, my best buddy. How's it going? Username, I'm changing the gaming session for tomorrow just for you, right? So let me know. Are you gonna make it? Are you gonna make it? It's gonna be slightly earlier because tomorrow I do have a concert and I'm gonna go get it, of course, right? So we're gonna start 2 hours earlier or 1 hour earlier. So that will be 5 p.m. MST. It's a gaming night tomorrow. I'm gonna make the announcement on the Pipe Academy. And, well, we're gonna, and I haven't looked into if they have Perfect Dark. I still don't think so, though. Alright, sorry about that. I really needed to drink some water. Alright, so let's move on. And let's check out what happened here. We took some profits right, of course. Come on, if this thing doesn't break. Right, which have all right, so right there the previous highs somewhere around here as we were hitting that resistance. Perfect. Move our stop to entry. Let's stop this out. Perfect. All right, so the very high risk Ethereum trade played out very, very nicely. Are we gonna keep trading this? Well, we are on the range. All right, we could actually just do the ranging trade or ranging strategy. Let me just get rid of this. All right, let me just remove everything. And, well, we could buy low. And as you can see, let's bring this up a little bit higher, all right? So maybe we can buy low, all right? Or, and sell high, all right? That would be the way. Although, let's take a look at our consolidation score. Consolidation score is pretty high, which means we are highly ranging. Yeah, of course, I can see that, right? But also, remember, we are maxing out at a 10. So 7, it is very close to an imminent breakout. All right. So, yep. I gotta know. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Cover that. That was my dog throwing his ball in between my cables. So I need to make space for him. All right. So far, so good. I think that we could be doing that, but we need to be very, very cautious on how we trade in that range. All right. So don't go full jam on here. I mean, keep it low. All right. Keep it low profile. Right here, we're just trying to grab the last of that movement. And then if it breaks down, we're going to jump into that little pause right there and then coming back down. And that is because we are still battling to go or to move ours above that 0 line. And weekends, I really want to not trade too much today. And that is because tomorrow before the concert, well, we're going to be taking some 3-minute trades. And of course, I'm going to be then in a concert, so I will not be looking at my phone at all. So that is a little bit of a bummer, but still, we already have cash out on Ethereum. Let's go and check out Link, all right? Link, as soon as the thing was moving, all right, and I mentioned this both on the morning market report and in the chart prime class, I was taking my first TP right here. I know that my serious TP is somewhere around here, but well, coming back down and just like before, look at that support, support, and support. Why not take some profits? All right. And since I was still on the same candle, I did not move my stop to entry. Although what I did is move it, there we go, to 23.52. All right, so I reduce my stop loss to cut down on the risk. All right, I also have taken some profits. I reduce my stop loss. Let's keep it ripping here, and that is because we're much flatter on our oscillator. Another important thing is, look at this. Let me make it bigger in here. All right, like this, and of course like that. Look at the strength. So the ADX, the ADS, it's pushing to the upside. Pushing to the upside means we do have strength on what? On the bearishness. All right. So, I mean, I know we're pointing very dramatically, and when we have that kind of like pointing, we can start looking for some reversals like this. But well, let's just let it be. All right. So again, I'm gonna keep an eye on what's going on with Link. I'm gonna set an alert when we start breaking even, and when we start breaking even, you know what? Let's just better move this to entry. Whatever, we already have taken some trades, all right, or some gains. I'm gonna be moving that stop to entry as soon as possible, and of course, I'm gonna add an alert as soon as we take our hit in here, and finally all the way down there for our latest and last taking profits on Link. So Link still is playing out very nicely, right? So it's not making us millions of dollars, but I mean, in a very volatile environment, or basically just in a ranging environment where things are kind of like uncertain, we are doing it right? Finally, LDO. And let's bring this up because LDO was a little bit of a puzzle. We also decided to kind of like include it in there. And here it is, all right? So we were looking into that. We were analyzing it as long with Chainlink. We came back to LDO, all right? And LDO ended up being an entry. So let's go check that out. LDO in here. All right, the same thing happened. Well, push through, resistance, taking some early profits, coming back down, take me out. That's it. All right. So we still have some something in there, even if it did not ripped. All right, but that is still fine. We could be trading the next setup in here. Important, and let me just get rid of this. All right, let me also clean this up. Important, we still did have that higher low. All right, we have a higher low, we have a higher high. So this one in here, all right, we just need to break above the zero line, and that will be a fantastic area. So I'm gonna add another alert in here, all right, somewhere around here where the dynamic director is going to be. So when we're impacting that dynamic director, I'm gonna have enough time to look at a little retracement, position myself on that little retracement, all right, and then as we have the little retracement, try to long it somewhere around there or here. All right, so as soon as I see those weak signals on the retracement, I will be jumping in. We have Mike Play. What's up, brother? Welcome, great to have you around, my friend. Love it, love to see you here. And let's go check out XRP. XRP was a very good one, fairly crazy in the lower time frames, right? So we had a possible two entries in here, one right here, another one right there. Let's go check that out on our video. Let's see, we actually have it a little bit farther ahead. Somewhere, let's go link AI XBT. Oh, by the way, Kelly, how is it going? How is your AI XBT doing? You should be on profit, way of profits, right? Still, there was if I'm not mistaken, that was a spot entry, right? All right, so I think you can still you know, like make a little bit more on that movement. I think you caught a very nice area of entry. So there you go. This is XRP. XRP, we're looking for one entry here, and then the next one a little bit lower for 1/4 of a position. XRP, move our stop to entry. There we go, hitting some targets right here at 285 again. Previous high, well, previous high, taking some profits. And then this thing, especially if you're looking at 30 minutes, oh man, look at that. Pump and dump, pump and dump, pump and up and down, all around. Man, it was very, very volatile. In fact, one of the most volatiles. I wish I would have looked at this throughout the day, because this would have been a very easy to trade setup. Look at that. We have peak performance, losing in strength. Oh, nice. Coming back down. Where? right to the area that we were expecting. Look at that. Then flip of the ribbon, crossing, having kind of like a peak performance, maybe not catching the very, very bottom on the way up. Once again, flip of the ribbon, very easy, caught it, and then coming back down. So it's gone. Yes. Am I gonna trading this? No. What I think is gonna do another little pump. Right? I think that we're gonna have this, and then we're gonna hit some lows in here. So I'm gonna move my alert lower, and I'm gonna set a possible entry right here. Right? It's not a confirmation, but as soon as we are right down here, I want to see a flip of the ribbon. I want to see this. If I see that right there, well, then count with me taking the XRP next trade. Nonetheless, boom. Again, it's not making us millions of dollars, but that was still a pretty good trade, right? So if we just measure that, there we go. That was, oh, let's not exaggerate that. Let's push it here. And that was, come on. And why this one needs to be like that? A 2.5% movement, not bad at all, right? All right, let's move on into CRV. Let's check out CRV, and then we do kind of like a top-down analysis. Still holding my spot. Love it. I do know if I'm in profit. I was down for a bit. I'll check it. I think you should be a profit. Not 100% sure. I still pull it up in here, and that is because we have this coming back down and then a pump. So I think you should be in. And I want to go over this because I gave an entry on the morning market report, and we are on negative in here. All right, we'll see how we're gonna be handled this one right after. But CRV, no entry just yet on CRV. Still, we're looking for CRV to start turning bearish, and well, something's happening, not in the price action zone, but in the area of our oscillator. Look at that. We have already our reversal triangle, right? A reversal triangle where we're going from bullish to bearish, right? Reversal triangle from bullish to bearish. We don't know how violent the next curve is going to be. Something important to note, it is that we have a somewhat very good bearish volume, way smaller and way smaller volume setup. So how would this look? Let me guess that it's gonna be either like this one or very close like that one. So maybe not such a great bearish scenario. But here's the thing. Look at that. Look at our ADX. It's way down there. Right? What does that mean, or what is it telling us? Well, when we are very close to these areas, we tend to spike up. All right? And remember, pushing up, looking to have a reversal, so pushing to the upside, that means that we do have a strength on whatever either bullish or bearish phase we are. All right? So if we can handle to be bearish and then have a flip on our ADX basically pointing up while we are, so our ADX pointing up while we are on the blue valley, that is going to be a strength on the bearishness. So we could be having that little push off the cliff that CRV might be needing for that huge hole to fall into. I mean, there is nothing until here, right? So that's looking juicy once again. So come on, CRV, come on, just do that step, that little step off the cliff. Off you go. All right, let's go. Let's check out now AIXBT. All right, if you're following the trades that we're doing in the morning market report, I mentioned that I was looking to get into an AIXBT short, and that is because Link was also being shorting. Not only that, I mean, we already had, and we were right that on that candle. All right, let me get rid of this. we had a previous high, we were having a big wick at the top, and we were rejecting off this zone to close back inside. All right, for me that was pretty bearish. All right, and it's still pretty bearish, so we went for a quarter of a position. All right, thinking that this is gonna be a fail breakout. I still think that this is going to be a failed breakout. Oh, don't get rid of that. Lock your entries. But it's also true that we have an inverted head and shoulders. All right. So if we're able to break the 108, that's right there where my stop loss is at. I'm not going to be being dragged to an actual long. All right. Or I'm not going to be being dragged to a pump. All right. While I'm in a short. What I'm going to be doing is just letting it do its thing. And when it starts breaking the dynamic reactor, all right, when the dynamic reactor start being breaking by the or going through by the price action, I'm going to be jumping in for the next leg up, all right? But in the meantime, I'm still holding this short, all right? Something important. As soon as I'm turning back into profits, I'm moving my stop to entry, because now that we look into retrospective, since it did not drop as much as we were expecting, well, then we are also creating a, let me show you here, a possible symmetrical triangle, right? So we have, oh, come on. Oh, don't do that. Let me see if I can get rid of everything here. All right, much better. And if I take my trend line here, all right, this is it. And this is it, all right? So we are making a triangle in here, all right? Like that. So, and why is that important? Because we have new limits. And if you look at in between those limits, well, I was shorting the bottom. Come on, right? I mean, it was not there at the time. Or I was not realizing that at the time, but now I do. So the only thing that we can do here, it is risk management. And we started with that, right? We created, right? At what point am I going to be wrong? The point of when I'm going to be wrong, it's, well, looking at a neckline, right? Or at previous highs. If I start breaking those highs, I'm absolutely wrong, and the thing's going to keep going upwards. So that's when I want to cut out my losses, right? And jump back into an opposite trade. Still, we are on the red. The fact of the matter is that we are right now underwater in this trade. That is fine. It was a quarter of an entry. We're not that bearish. I mean, we're not that bullish. And look at that. We are just waiting for that diamond. If we have the bearish diamond of the reversal diamond, like a blue diamond right here, right? I'm keeping that short open, okay? If instead I see it pushing back up, and look at that, this is pushing up, most likely we're gonna have a push up in here, I'm gonna close that long. In fact, looking at retrospective, I should be calling out this short right now. All right, so why not? It's good to be responsible. It is this trade is going against us. Let's call this out. Let's not wait for that diamond, and that is because look at our oscillators. It's curling back up. Let me see. Yeah. Let's not do that. Why? Because we can still have maybe one of those candles, right? And let me show you how it goes. So we're coming back down, a little retracement. All right, maybe like this, a little retracement, and then off we go. But we can still go a little bit higher here, basically taking me out and then retracing. So let's just prevent of this taking me out, and let's just save a little bit while closing this setup. All right, so why not? Let's just close it. I'm gonna go for that, and you guys might need to excuse me for a second while I actually do it. All right, so just one sec. Oh, yeah, I need just to do it separately. All right. Oh. Great. All right, it's done. Perfect. So let's call that out. Well, that hurt. Yes, but we are very way up in there in profits. So that's what we're doing here. Crypto Screen, what's up, yo, brother? Welcome, welcome. Great to have you around, my friend. Nice to have you here. All right, so just to keep you up to date, since you're just jumping in here, we yesterday's dangerous trade day played out fantastically. Ethereum went up, then retraced, so we took half of a profit in there. Link, same thing. I mean, we took half of a profit already, and also I just moved down my stop to entry, just so you know. All right, I just did it, and that is because I also just called out what one of our trades which was an AIXBT short. All right. I'm seeing the oscillator curling back up, despite I was looking for that reversal diamond right here. I think we're not going to get it. I think that we're going to have another curl up like this, and that is based on my oscillator here. I mean, if we go lower, well, that will be fine. But at this point, it seems like we are consolidating an actual candle above out of that trend line. So that is the point when I say, you know what, the risk is just too much, and instead of waiting for a stop loss, I can cut it out right now. All right. The only thing, guys, that I would not be doing, it's going to be doing this. This is a no-no. All right. This is a no-no. Moving it the other way around. Why not? Yes, I am inducing a stopped out. That is fine. Just closing the trade, and that is absolutely fine. By the way, close your trades manually. Don't let it stopped out, or just don't move it to stopped out, because you get charged more fees. Right? Just letting you do that. I made some of a Link short. Love it. Kelly, by the way, I haven't fully closed my short on Link. All right. I am expecting to go a little bit lower. I did reduce or move my stop to entry just now, right? As I also called out the AIXBT trade. And, well, we also took some profit. So really, really glad that you took that trade, Kelly. Really appreciate it. Love it. All right. So CRV again, we're already into it. We already caught up onto where we left out. Let's do a quick top-down analysis, all right? Let's see if there's anything out of interest in the main coins, right? So Bitcoin, we already know. I'm waiting on this one. We're heading to the top, but we could also made it to the bottom. We're just basically 50-50. So that's why, I mean, we're going to the top. We're going to go to about a 50-50 right now on the channel that we are, right? I think that the most likely scenario is going to be a rejection and then visiting the, there we go, 108. And let me add one alert right here on 108. And then a possible entry, which is a much more secure possible entry at 106, all right? So I do expect a little bit more pain. But if for any reason it just rips, it goes to the upside, let it rip. And then on the retracement, on the flag out, I'm going to be going for an entry in here, all right? So why not? Let's add another alert, but this time on this trend line. And that will be about it for Bitcoin. Let's go and check out, I don't know, BNB, because we already have gone through Ethereum. We just called out a trade on Ethereum. We took some profits, all right? And BNB, and XRP, all right? So let's go and check out how is BNB doing, because yesterday, was it yesterday or was it the day before? Not quite remember. But we were looking at this symmetrical triangle. And then we give it a buffering zone, right? And that buffering zone, it hasn't been ringing. I mean, the thing is just respecting the freaking triangle like a boss, like an absolute boss. I mean, look at that exact bounce. Look at that exact bounce, exact bounce, exact bounce. Man, this is, dude, I wish like we were trading the insights. But at this point, well, no. It is already too compressed, and the thing might be moving fast, all right? Right now, where are the chances for it to break out of it? The chances are to break to the downside, all right? So why not are we shorting this? And that is because Bitcoin could be turning back around. We could be taking a short on BNB. One second, please. Thank you. I just need to drink some water. Okay, I was saying that we can do some shorts on BNB. The point with the short on BNB, it is like yesterday's long on LDO on Ethereum and like yesterday's short on Link. Very dangerous tricks, all right? We just had, what is it, 3 wins, one called out. So if you guys are still in profits and you have that extra cash out of the 3 trades from yesterday, I would say go for it, all right? I'm gonna try to get the best possible retracement on BNB, and I believe that we might have either a fake out. Oh, not like that. Either a fake out. Let's go for a short position. Either a fake out on the previous highs, like this, all right? Or right here, we're not that far away, like that, all right? And then a complete dumb shit. Shit show. All right. That's what I think is going to happen, all right? That is because look at how bearish we've been, and there's nothing bullish, although we keep holding as much as we can on that dynamic reactor. So at the end of it all, let's say the lack of volume that is gonna lead us to going downwards, or is it the dynamic reactor pushing forward? I think that we're gonna have a push through, right? But bulls are gonna run out of money, and that is because Bitcoin, and that is because XRP, and that is because Ethereum, all right? Those are taking a lot of money, and if you ask me, I would rather trade Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP than BNB. But we already have traded them, all right? Or we can do maybe a little of extra cash in here. So why not? Let me go over this previous high, all right? Let's move my entry somewhere around here. Let's try to catch it. My stop loss is going to be at my previous high, and that's it. No wiggle room, all right? It's already too big, my stop loss, all right? As always, 1/4 of an entry, all right? And I'm going to be going for 5x or even lower. I think I'm going to commit to the 5x, all right? I mean, lower, with that small of a profit that I'm taking, it's also like a little disappointing, to be honest, right? Like, I mean, we're used to take this kind of movements, right? And then we do, I don't know, at 10x, we do 160, 70% to 100x, right? While right now at 5x, we just do a 15% trades. Not bad. I mean, I'm not complaining. But you know, like that, you see it moving, and I'm already expecting like a 10x leverage. But since I'm being careful, well, then I see the revenue, right? And I said, hey, like this is not as big as I was expecting. And like, yeah, I do remember it's a 5x trade, right? So I'm not gonna lie. Like when you were a kid and in Christmas you get socks, right, instead of a toy. I mean, I like the socks. I mean, I use them more than a toy, but I was expecting a toy. All right, let's move forward. So let's try to do a Binance. And by the way, guys, only if you are in profits, right? If you have been making that little extra credit on your trades, go for this one. Because I don't really want to, like, I mean, the worst case scenario will be because we might have right now a break to the 0 line, and then we have a diamond, and that will be a long, right? That will be a long. But again, I think it's going to be a fake out. So you could also hedge it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can also hedge. You can maybe do an open long right now at this exact moment and put your stop loss right around 838K, all right? And then just ride it as it goes up. TP number 1, TP number 2, TP number 3, all right? And expect the retracement. But I'm not going to go for it. I mean, I can risk more, but I don't want to risk it in the same coin. I want to diversify. Just like, for example, what we did on Ethereum and Link. Ethereum went up, Link went down. Both played out, all right? So double gains in here, right? But if not, I just don't want to get it hurt, like coming back and down and then just end up at break even. I do want to make a little money, right? So that's why I'm not going for that extra trade on BNB. You are free to take it if you want to. All right. Important Solana not entry just yet. I wish we had it, but we didn't. If you move this to the right, you'll see that it was in here, but we were aiming a little bit lower. I think we did not have that entry. In fact, it did not ring on my end. That's why I did not take it. All right. It kind of like, in fact, it did September 4th. I mean, yesterday. Right. And yesterday we moved it just slightly before because I thought we're going to be having a little bit of a better entry right there. All right. So, well, it is what it is. So let's go and check out right here. And I'm seeing Turbo. I'm seeing Turbo and Hype, TAO. We also have, for example, we were looking at LDO, which, by the way, we already have traded. So let's clean up TAO. Let's zoom out. And let's see. By the way, TAO is looking pretty freaking good, to be honest. All right. And why is it looking good? Because we have some sweep of the lows. Look at that. Good support. All right. Break to the trend line. Taken. Well, not really taken, but it was right there. Previous meaningful highs. Now creates... Oh, come on. Now creates a higher low on both the previous support and the trend line support. And off we go, but this little curl back down is not really, it's not really showing me some confidence in the move. I mean, if I would be just looking at my price action, I would be, hell yeah, let's take it. Right? Hell yeah, let's take that long. But then when we start looking at, for example, right here, the strength is low strength on the bulls. Right, and then we're very close, and let me just get rid of that, move this out of the way. We're about to have that crossover diamond, and I think it's going to be a very low volume here. So, which means we could go even lower and maybe have a double bottom for a macro for a higher time frame, like, for example, the 12 hours or something like that. So, all right, to risk too much, let's add a couple of alerts. All right, let's move this alert, for example, right down here in the support. And let's add another alert right here, the resistance. I'd rather just wait and see how that's going to be playing out. And then I'm going to be jumping into a trade. We also have here Duality C. What's up, brother? Welcome. You made it. Yay. Love it, bro. Love it. Great to have you around, Duality C. Really appreciate it. A double shout out to my play, of course. So let's continue. We're almost done. Let me go and check out grass. More so because that is a meme coin that Alex don't like, and we've been nailing on grass. And he always does like, hey, go weekends, go touch some grass or some ass, whatever you're into, right? So let's touch some grass. So let's see how that grass is looking like. All right, sorry about that. I'm just kind of like still with that cough, and water really helps. Let's take a look at grass. All right, grass, same deal. Not looking good, to be honest. Not looking good. We don't have a trend breakout. This is our trend hit. So triple hit trend line. If we start breaking it, going to dynamic reactor retracement, maybe that double bottom would be a good trade up. So why not? Let's prepare for that. Let's clone this. Let's add our buffering zone here. Let's lock both of those. And this on this buffering zone to the top, let's add an alert. Not only that, we're gonna be going for a double bottom setup also. So horizontal right here. Look at that, man. All right. I think we're gonna be trading grass soon. Very, very soon. Support. That makes us having a flat bottom triangle. Usually that flat bottom triangle tends to break to a downside. And we have previous lows in here. So I think come on. Why is this on 006? Let's go to 4 days. Do we have something there? Or just nothing. It was maybe I just accidentally pushed it all the way down there. Let's go to 4 hours, and let's reuse that alert that we have at the very bottom right here. Right there. Perfect. By the way, this alert, I'm gonna be grabbing like I don't know. And I mean, I can spend $1,000 on something, right? I do have my my shopping cart ready to go on Amazon, or I can maybe pull the trigger and grass. This is, guys, I need to tell you, this is a compulsive entry, all right? This could be the $1,000 right here would be a compulsive entry, all right? All right, let me just I'm just actually blowing this thing out of proportion. What about $120? I think that is more doable. All right. Yeah, I think dude, $1,000. What the heck am I thinking? Yes. Let's do it. I think that would be a little bit better. This is a meme coin, right? I mean, low volume, almost at the very bottom. I mean, I'll be good just to throw $100 at the thing, right? Just to see how that plays. All right. So this is gonna be my $100 entry. $100. Oh man, if I get trapped, I still $100 is gonna hurt. Why not? Let's do it. Let's commit to it. All right. Why am I looking for that $100 in here, or very close to here? Because this is, I think, all-time lows. All right. So the volume of grass will be very low, and if for some reason we're able to have even this movement, $100, and we can do something like 5x or something like that, we are going to be looking at, all right, we're going to be looking at, let's go for this to here, a 27% move. All right, that doesn't seem that cool, but if you do what that would be, come on, brain work, please, brain work. All right, so that would be, what is it, 27.78. That will be 138, 9, 38, 39, 139-ish gains, right, in one move. At $100, there will be another extra $100. So not looking that bad. Not looking that bad. All right. So let's mark it. Let's mark it, guys. I'm not pushing you to buy this. All right, this is shit coin. If you want to go, I mean, go in with it with me. Also, I mean, do it with a small amount of money. All right. So this will be my casino money or casino entry. $100, and dude, at 10x. 10x. We can do a little bit more. All right. So I'm a little ambitious in here. Why not? We already have earned Ethereum, Link, LDO, XRP. Yes, I hate on AIXBT. So why not? Let's see if grass reclaims it. All right. And then if that plays out, we're gonna show that invoice to Alex or Crypto, of course. Oh, love it. All right. So I think that's gonna be it for today, guys. We're very close to hitting the hour. Tomorrow, all right, at this 1 hour earlier than this class starts, we're gonna go gaming. I'm gonna make the announcement on the Piper Academy show. Guys, if you want to game with me tonight, I could be gaming tonight. We can do it. In fact, my wife was asking me what gaming are we gonna be doing. Why not? Let's do some gaming. I'm gonna be watching you guys here in an hour. All right, I'm gonna ask for pizza, burgers, or tacos, or I don't know. I'm gonna ask my wife what she wants to for dinner, and I'm gonna be coming back for a gaming session. But the actual gaming session is gonna be tomorrow night at 5 p.m. MST. All right, just giving you guys a heads up. If you want to join me, go ask for, I don't know, street food or something. You're more than welcome. Ask for a guacamole. Quesadillas with guacamole. That actually sounds pretty good. I'm gonna see if she's in for it. All right. So I think we get a plan. Oh, guys. Okay. I wish that you guys could talk back to me because I don't know if I'm going crazy, but I talk back to me just by reading. You guys are fantastic. Love it, love it, love it. All right. So let me talk to my wife. We're gonna go for some street food, and we're gonna come back to do some gaming, light gaming, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. Something light, or we can watch some series. You guys tell me. All right. So other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining, and see you guys tomorrow for the gaming and trading session. We're gonna be trading in 3 minutes just because Alex on Crypto put us there. The challenge. We'll see how good of a 3 minutes trading we can do. It's gonna be a freaking mess because I don't do 3 minutes, and we're gonna be also playing games. So we'll see what kind of show it comes out of that. That'll be perfect. Hodl Crypto, watch a mole. Oh, guacamole. Yes, absolutely. Love it. So yeah, do your guys guacamole with a little onion like that. You also put some fresh tomato. You put some 2 limes in there. Do have a lot of 1 lime, a sprinkle of pepper, sprinkle of salt. Do it with some cheese. Ooh, brother, I'm just salivating so much. Guys, thanks so much for joining. See you guys in a bit. I'm going to get some dinner. See you, brother.
Bitcoin is going to 0.